7. Hope everybody's having a blessed day today. On season 2 of Makeup Artist Advisory, we are finally doing our first video, how to. And today's video is how to fill in your brows. Now, just a few disclaimer. I've been in the makeup industry for 14+ years. Actually, April will give me 15 years since I've been a makeup artist, and everything that I share with you is my personal experience. Some makeup artists do things differently. Even you, if you're just starting off as a makeup artist or you just want to do it for yourself, it tends to be different from how others do makeup application from scratch. So today I'm going to go in details with you how to fill in your brows. And just a reminder, your brows are sisters, not twins. Right guys, so I had you up at personal just to make you see exactly what I'm doing and explain to you in details how I define my brows. So the first thing that you need to do is get a mascara brush or a spoolie, and this is what it looks like. Some of them it just come just like that, and some of them it comes double-sided with an angle brush or a flat angle brush, and also some of them it comes disposable. And the disposable, a lot of makeup artists love to use the disposable. You use it once or you throw it away. So that's the first thing that I use, a mascara brush or a spoolie, and basically I just brush the my hair just in case if I want to define my brows, meaning like I want to cut off the excess hair, or if I want to shape it up a little bit or wax it out a little bit. And this really helps. So the first thing that you need is a spoolie or a mascara. The next step I like to do, I like to set my brows. Now it's not necessary. Some makeup artists do it, some don't do it. Some people they skip that step and go straight into defining the brows. What I like to do, I like to set my brows with any setting powder of your choice. Right now I'm using the one from Black Radiance. Is the loose setting powder, and this one is called Banana. And any setting powder of your choice, again, any setting powder of your choice. It don't have to be that brand. You can use the Sacha, you can use Morphe, you can use Anastasia, Mercier. No matter what brand you use, you can use any setting powder. Basically, this helps to set your brows and absorb any excess oil on your brows. So that's why I like to use the setting powder to set my brows in place. And I'm just taking any brush. You can use your blending brush or any round top brush you can use. I'm taking right now my blending brush, and I just setting it just like that. Going back, I'm using the cap of it, and I'm also setting it just like that. Now the next step for you to do is time to fill in your brows. Now there are different ways to fill in your brows, but before we go into filling your brows, some people also like to use lash glue to keep the brows in one place. Now also that is a preference. You can skip these two steps. You can skip using setting powder, and you can also skip using lash glue, the white one, to keep your brows in place, and go straight into filling in your brows and then defining it. Now all this is optional, okay? So if you just want to do a basic filling your brows, then you can skip all the steps. Now going back to filling in your brows, there are different ways that you can fill in your brows. You can use the brow pomade. This is the one from LA Girls. You can use any brand of your choice, and it looks like that. So basically it's like, I would say, like a gel liner, but it's for your brows. That's how I will describe it. Or you can use a brow pencil, any color of your choice. You can use brown, dark brown, black, the lightest brown, no matter which color you choose. Sometimes red, blue, girl. There are different color when it comes to your brows, so you can choose the preference of your choice. And this is the one from NYX, which I absolutely love. Some of the brow pencil comes with a twist, and twist it, and you have the pencil, and the other side of that is the spoolie. So sometimes it do come like that, or sometimes it just come by just twisting it just like that, without the spoolie at the end. And some of them, it comes as an aqua brow, so basically it's like how should I say, also a liquid liner. So this is what it look like, and then you just like take a brush, swirl it in, and then you use the angle brush, you swirl it in, and then you fill in your brow. So there are different types of ways to fill in the brows, but what I like to do, I like to use a brow pencil. This is my choice again. Now how I fill in my brows, I like to line from under, like one line under and then another line on top, and I'm keeping very close to my brows. And after I make the line, I start filling in. Now you can fill in your brows to your desire, like you can build the colors. You know, you can fill it in light stroke, or you can fill it in with heavy stroke, and this is tends to be very darker, so your brows will look lighter from the light stroke, and the more heavy your stroke is, the more darker your brows look, I should say. So I'm going to fill in my brows. I'm going to look at the camera, so I'm sorry. You see, so you see how a light stroke that I go, and I stick to the shape of my brows. And now I'm gonna do the same thing for on top. So that's how I do my brows. That's the first step of how I fill in my brows. Now it's time to fill it in. And once again, I'm using a light stroke. Right, so this is how I fill in my brows, right? Okay. Then you reach back for your spoolie. You do not drop it. You reach back for your spoolie, and then you start to lighten from the inner so it could look more natural. Let's start with what you're going to use to define your brows. Some people use concealer, some people use foundation, some people use lighter to darker or darker to lighter. It depends. So the concealer options that I have, I use this is basically an eyeshadow base, but I like to use this to conceal underneath my brows, and this is the one from NYX. Or you can use any concealer of your choice, is optional. And the different types of concealer, different brand, guys. So you can use any concealer brand of your choice. The one from e.l.f. in the Camo concealer, the one from Revlon in Colorstay, this one is 65 in Cafe. I love to use this. And this one is from Juvia's Place in number 13. So you can use different concealer for underneath your eyes. Now what you use for underneath your brows. Now what you use for on top to define your brows is different, but first we're going to focus on concealing underneath your brows. Now what you use to conceal your brows, now you use brushes, and some people use different types of brushes to conceal underneath your brows, and the brush varies. Okay, so remember with this mascara one that I show you, it normally comes with double-sided or one. The other side is this angle brush. Some people use this angle brush to define the brows or conceal underneath the brows. Sometimes the brush looks like that, a flat top brush as well to define your brows. Some people use just another small brush like this, flat concealer brush, to define their brows. Some people use a fluffy flat top brush, and also they use the lash glue to make it like stick together, hold together, and use that to find their brows. Another small concealer brush also used to define the brows. Another flat top brush they use to conceal the brow. Another angle brush that they use to define your brush. So it varies. You use what you are comfortable with, and these brushes are not expensive except for the Morphe. The Morphe is pricey. Some of the brushes I have, you can get it on Shein, Amazon. Use the brushes that you're comfortable and affordable, of course, of your choice. So the brush I'm going to use is this one that I got from Shein, super affordable. So I'm going to use this brush, and then I'm going to use, let's say, the Revlon Colorstay to conceal my brows. Once again, you can use any concealer of your choice. So first I'm going to place the concealer around like this, spread it, get some more. And with this concealer, I like to work fast with it because it dries up very quickly, and I like to also pass the concealer on my brush. Now this is optional, you can just go straight in the brush, straight taking the brush and to start to define, but what I do is optional. Okay, so now I start to define my brows. All right, you see what I do? I start at the tip and then I drag it across, and I take my time. You need to take your time whenever you're defining your brows, and this is years of practice, guys, so you wouldn't get it the first time. If you just keep on trying and being consistent, then filling in your brows will be just like that for you. So once again, I start lining it to make sure everything is lined, and then I use the belly of the brush just to drag the concealer around it. And then I just drag down the concealer like this. And that is how I define my brow. The next step people like to use is use a concealer which is closest to their skin, or use a foundation, because you know, back in the days when we used to define our brows, we used to use a very light concealer for under and on top, and whenever you do your final makeup, you're still seeing a line above your brows. Now no more everybody love to see natural realistic brows, so some people, they just use the skin tone concealer, or they use their foundation just to make it look more real. So there are different types of concealer. I'm just foundation, I'm just showing you what I have. I have the Revlon 340 in Cappuccino, or you can use the MAC Studio Fix foundation in NC47. So there are different ways that you can foundation you can use to define your brows on top. So today I'm just going to use the foundation in 340 in Cappuccino. Once again, guys, you use your foundation, not the ones I have. Use what you have, okay? It's just the practice. It's just the practice that matters, not the product. It's just practice and being consistent. I use the foundation at the back of my hand. This is just the liquid brow I was showing you, that's right there, but this one is the foundation that I placed on my hand. I'm taking that same brush that I used to conceal underneath my brows, and I just go and dab, 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 dab like that, and then I'm going to use that on top of my brows and just bring back my. And once again, I'm sorry guys, I hope you guys are seeing, because I'm using the camera so I can be like right there with you guys. So I like to draw out, just like how I line out my concealer underneath my brows. That's how, like, what I like to do for on top. Get some more, maybe dry out. I like to do that, and then I define. You guys can see. Right, so you guys see what I do. So when I do in my brows on top, I use the belly of the brush, and then I just bring it across like so. So that is what I use for above my. So the next step I like to do is take my concealer. I'm just going to show you how I bring that down. I'm just showing you how I bring that down. Right, so then I reach back for that same brush that I used to set my brows before I start defining it. I reach for that brush, and then I just press into my brows. Then I reach back for my same setting powder, and guys, once again, this is optional. You don't have to do it. Once you define your brows, that's all that matters. Now this is optional, and then I just set underneath my brows and on top. Get some more. And that makes my brows look more realistic. You see how this one lighter and this one darker? That's what I want. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Until the next time, all the best.